We might finally have an explanation for how Diddy managed to escape accountability for his alleged crimes, and could involve the same dark tactics he was accused of using during his 1999 club trial. Rumored blood sacrifices.
And as we going towards the boathouse, I look in the distance, and there's this man in all black. He's in all black. And he turns, and it looked like he had the white collar. I couldn't be sure, I couldn't be positive, but it looked like he had the white collar, because Puff said, "Yo, Gene, stay right here." And I stayed right there, and he kept on walking. So when Puff get directly to the dude, he gets down on his knees. When he gets down on his knees, this man takes something, and it seemed like it had smoke in it, and he started doing it around Puff. And then he went back and forth, and then he went up and down with it, sideways with it, then back around him. And then he put it down, and then he put his hand on Puff's head, and I guess he started, saying something. I don't even really know what he said, but I couldn't tell what he said. You understand what I'm saying? Long story short, I see Puff reach into this case. And when he reached into this case, he came out, and you could see something white in his hand. I didn't know it was a bird. I didn't know what it was at first. But he threw it up in the air. And when he threw it in the air, it came straight back down like it was a brick, and said, "Pow," on the concrete.
What's even more intriguing is that now that Diddy is walking free, many people from his past might be looking over their shoulders, worried he could come back for those who turned their backs on him. And the first name that comes to mind in a situation like this is Jay-Z.
Jay-Z is setting Diddy up.
Puffy basically, or I keep saying Puffy, Diddy gets to get out, be with his family. They didn't really railroad him like they did R. Kelly.
Isn't that interesting how I've been saying that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Since 2022, I've been talking about acceptable monsters. Hand-selected, hand-picked. Tell me something. How does R. Kelly's music get snatched off the radio and Diddy's doesn't?
Why Jay-Z? According to Jaguar Wright, the truth goes much deeper than anyone realizes. She claims Diddy and Jay-Z are standing at a dangerous crossroads, one that could change the course of hip-hop forever. Behind all the fame and headlines, she says there's a silent war unfolding, a clash between loyalty and truth, between protecting a legacy and facing reality.
Wright told us that Jay-Z won't be able to stay silent about his connection to Diddy. And baby, she wasn't lying, because Jaguar Wright was just on Piers Morgan exposing the out of Jay-Z. Jaguar Wright was calling out Jay-Z for his silence, saying that now he's gonna have no choice but to talk because he has connections with Diddy, R. Kelly, Epstein, and Harvey Weinstein. She also said that she has victims that have video footage of these freak-offs and what they do to people, and she said that she saw what Jay-Z and Beyonce were allegedly doing to people. Jaguar Wright even said that Jay-Z is the one that allegedly set up R. Kelly because he knew everything that he was doing, and he was doing the same shit. And she said that Jay-Z is the one that funded surviving R. Kelly because his best friend for years is Dream Hampton. And baby, she wasn't lying. Jay-Z and Dream Hampton have been friends for years.
It seems the walls are closing in on Diddy behind bars. And if he wants to survive, he may have no choice but to take others down with him. And if that happens, Jay-Z's name could be on that list. Jaguar Wright also believes the truth about Diddy's alleged satanic sacrifices hasn't even begun to surface yet. And when it does, it could be the biggest bombshell the world has ever heard about him.
It's one thing to write it all off as weird sex stuff. But it's another thing when you look at it for what, in my opinion, I believe it actually is.
And what is it?
Demonic, ritualistic behaviors, humiliation rituals, offerings to the devil.
We were just talking about that. Revelation 17, the mystery of Babylon. I don't think people really want to get into that when they talk about mystery Babylon and the abominations and the rituals, the SEX rituals, the traffic to the traffic jamming.
I mean, we all know the saying that they have out here, right? They say that the music industry, the film industry, Hollywood and all that is the devil's playground. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. What about you? Leave it in the comment section. Let's talk about it, but let's also continue.
The selling of your body, all that stuff, mystery of Babylon, y'all.
Like, I want y'all to really think about what they were talking about. See, everybody was, the spreading of bodily fluids from one person to another, using one person as a receptacle, and then taking it from that person's body and then putting it and smearing it all over. Like these.
To understand how things reached this point, we have to go back to when Jay-Z and Diddy ruled hip-hop like kings. They weren't just artists, they were architects of the culture. Jay-Z built Rock Nation. Diddy ran Bad Boy. Two empires that shaped not only music but fashion, business, and the very definition of success. Their parties were legendary, and their loyalties seemed unbreakable. Back then, it looked like nothing could come between them. But according to Jaguar Wright, that loyalty wasn't just built on friendship. It was built on dangerous secrets that could bring everything crashing down if they were ever...
Could have definitely been like an undercover CIA agent like Jeffrey Epstein. I watched that in a video or something. And it's possible that he came in the game young, because I heard that a story of Gene Deal saying that Diddy had to go meet with the feds. He don't know what it was about, and it was in his earlier part of his career. I wonder if he could have been working with him for all these years. Who knows? Let's talk about it in the comments, but we're going to continue.
SEX magic, sure enough. Yeah, Jay-Z, yeah, he wears the Aleister Crowley t-shirts.
Well, I got dragged.
He had a line of his own clothing. Like,
Yeah,
I want y'all to really think about this.
I got dragged for bringing that to people's attention. They were like, oh yeah, he's a conspiracy theorist because he said, I'm like, no, that's what he wore. And he was with Abramovich. Like, yeah, y'all gotta, who you hang with is who you are.
I'm still trying to understand how people want to sit there and talk about me, and he's sitting there frontal lobe to frontal lobe with a known witch. And people don't question.
And the funny thing is
do as thou wilt. Yeah.
The funny thing is when you talk about witches, and I'm still not going to go in on this this raccoon of a content creator who decided to shout you out one minute and then try to drag you for going on a platform and saying you said about witchcraft takes one to know one, and he just automatically you a witch. So the thing is that's another smear campaign, your credibility, and then they go after your
You want to know what's
I
funny?
I don't want to say religiosity. What is it?
What is what?
No, I'm saying they go after your credibility.
Even hinted that Diddy's only way to save himself might be to snitch, by exposing everything he knows and everyone involved.
Right, tried telling us about Jay-Z and Diddy and nobody believed her. I remember her very first interview years ago saying how Diddy was a trafficker and everybody thought she was crazy and everybody ridiculed everything she had to say. Well, now does she seem crazy? What I love about Jaguar Wright is watching her time and time again get vindicated on things that she says. Like, it was so crazy back then that nobody wanted to believe it, but now that we are seeing things come to light, how crazy is it actually? I've always been the type that can't stand when people are called crazy because the things that they are saying are hard for a person to believe. This doesn't make a person crazy, and these people wouldn't be saying these things for no reason. You watch it happen time and time again with these situations, just like Cat Williams, just like Michael Jackson, just like Aaron Carter, and even Kanye. I really feel like in 2024, everybody has woken up and seen that all of these people saying this throughout the years, they're not crazy. They're not saying all of this for no reason, and it's something that I've known for years. Jaguar Wright literally told us a couple months ago the next person that was going to go down with Diddy was going to be Jay-Z, and she has been standing on their neck for years now. She's even talked about Jay-Z's alleged relationships with younger people in the past, such as Aaliyah, such as Foxy Brown, such as Rihanna, and even Beyonce.
But what Wright really wants Diddy to speak on is a woman named Kathy Corano White, someone she claims was Jay-Z's mistress, and was reportedly pregnant with his child. According to Wright, Kathy tragically died just 24 hours after she revealed plans to go public about their relationship.
White's life was taken unfairly. She actually died screaming. And the Carters are responsible. But one of them is just a little more responsible than the other. Question is, did Sean Carter delete his mistress, his pregnant mistress, because his wife was jealous? Or could it be possible that maybe his wife's temper is just a little worse than most people think? And maybe he just had to clean it up to protect the brands.
That's where Wright's accusations take an even darker turn. She believes both Diddy and Jay-Z know exactly what happened to Kathy, and that Diddy could expose everything if he ever decided to cooperate with investigators. But will he? According to insiders, the cracks in their friendship began showing years ago when Jay-Z skipped one of Diddy's major events, and Diddy returned the favor by missing Jay's. Small gestures, but in a world where every move is watched, silence often speaks louder than words. Their public smiles at a private distance. And according to Roger Bonds, Diddy's former head of security, there's far more to that story than most people realize.
Statement saying that Jay and Puff are not friends and they're not close at all or whatever else. Did you see the two of them interact a lot?
I seen them interact, but I wouldn't say they was close. I believe Puff felt they was close.
Oh.
But if you was a person on the outside looking in, like me and Uncle Paulie used to always talk about it, me and D-Rock used to talk about, yo, why Puff kind of like sucking Jay off so much? You know what I'm saying? Because you'd be like, we done flew to 5 or 6, 7 different concerts that Jay-Z has. But Jay-Z is not at one of Puff's shows. You know what I'm saying? You look at the Rock brunch where Puff will break his neck to get to the brunch. But Jay-Z don't pop up at any of Puff parties. You know, now I can only speak up until 2012. You know what I'm saying? And Puff was breaking his neck. Like at the end of the day, in our mind, we say, yo, he ain't even invite Puff to his wedding. When he married Beyonce, Steve Stout and all of them was there. You know what I'm saying? And Puff was kind of in his feelings, but once again.
Oh, Puff was upset he didn't get invited to the wedding?
Of course he was.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? But you got to remember, we're security, so we're bottom on a tote pole. So he's not going to show you that it really affects him until you have a little conversation with him, or you say something, or you overhear something. But he didn't get invited to that, you know. Yeah, Jay came through every once in a while. Like if we was in a yacht in San Tropez or one of these places like that, Jay might ride up. You know what I'm saying? And it's more or less to show, yeah, I got a yacht too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm out here too. More or less than we're tight friends. I look at it as two people that's getting money because they did have some businesses together and we did have to go to some meetings together. And it was like, this is how far it goes, but we're not friends. You know what I'm saying? Like people ask me that all the time. I mean, Jay ain't really with Puff. It was no personal into it. It would be like if Ron Burgos is flying from LA on his jet, but Jay-Z just so happens to be going to New York too. We all end up on the jet flying back, those type of things, but nothing to go out his way into. If we in a club, you might be downtown at bed or something like that. Jay-Z might be there, so they end up at the same table, you know what I'm saying? And it was times where I listen to the records now where Jay-Z said, yo, why should I drink Ciroc when why should I drink Grey Goose when Puff got Ciroc? This is something new that just started happening because I remember we almost got into a big altercation with Pecos and them because...
With Sean Pecos?
Yeah, because Puff was there and Jay and them was there and they had a bunch of Grey Goose bottles come to the table. And Puff felt like, yo, that was disrespectful. And he knocked over the Grey Goose bottles, you know what I'm saying?
Jaguar Wright hasn't stopped speaking out about Jay-Z and Diddy over the years. She's made some shocking comparisons, claiming that powerful figures like Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, R. Kelly, and Diddy all had one thing in common, Jay-Z. According to her, he's the one who's always moved quietly behind the scenes, dodging accountability while letting others take the fall.
Allegedly, Sean Carter is responsible for enacting Hype Williams to put Aaliyah on a faulty plane to move her out the way as punishment for rejecting him, and so he could level up Beyonce, who was struggling. Let's just say allegedly that happened. Now I want you to think about 106th and Park with Mary J. Blige. Free, who is a victim of Sean Carter.
Yeah.
Mary J. Blige, who is a victim of Sean Combs, are sitting there talking about the death of Aaliyah amongst each other. Think about that. You got a Diddy victim, you got a Jay-Z victim, and you got a superstar gone. They know what happened.
And that's exactly why Jaguar Wright believes Diddy might eventually turn on Jay-Z, exposing everything he knows to save himself.
I think that if he's cornered in the way that he's been now, that he may start revealing things about other people.
He has no choice. His ego and his addiction won't allow him to do anything different. Anybody who thinks he's not going to talk is crazy. He's got everybody on tape. They all know it. It's a mess. Dream Hampton spearheaded the Surviving R. Kelly campaign, which fueled the Me Too campaign. And that was all funded by Sean Carter to make sure that Robert Kelly went to jail. Get his lick back. Why is nobody understanding that Dream Hampton was being financed and ran by Sean Carter? They were able to go and get all of these witnesses because he was there with Robert Kelly. How does Jay-Z sit down with Gayle King and she not ask him one question about the intersection between him and Aaliyah and Robert Kelly? This is insane that people keep refusing to see what's right there.
How many victims potentially do you think there could be?
Thousands. Thousands. I've talked to hundreds that I deal with still myself. I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well.
Wright's claims might sound extreme, but she insists she's been sounding the alarm for years. alleging that Jay-Z and Diddy controlled the industry for decades through fear, power, and manipulation.
You know, it's so funny because my videos are being heavily suppressed. You know, I gotta read you guys this. It's funny. It's like they really wanna corral everywhere I go and who I talk to and what I say. Oh, hold on. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, I don't have it in here. I sent myself the wrong one. No, that was a long. Oh, but then there is this. Oh, did you see this? Have you seen this? Yeah. Jaguar Wright, almost unalive by Diddy's hitman. Noah Jacob, TV. I shouted him out once before. I guess they paid you real good. You fake Christian piece of crap. Bearing false witness. You call yourself a Christian? Bearing false witness, you stupid little kid. Because if you think I'm not going to come after your platform, and if you think I'm not going to make sure that everybody goes to your platform and report you for the lies you told, with your AI evidence video that you put up.
Yeah.
Do you know what the video said? That number one, it said Diddy's hitman, but I thought Diddy and Jay-Z wasn't friends.
Whether you believe Jaguar Wright or not, her statements have reignited one of the most controversial debates in hip-hop. How much truth lies buried beneath the fame, fortune, and silence? And she's not the only one asking hard questions about Diddy and Jay-Z. Oskino also pointed out that the most shocking part of Diddy's downfall is how quickly everyone who once stood beside him started to back away, especially Jay-Z. He reminded people that Jay and Diddy were once seen as equals, two moguls who rose from nothing and dominated the industry together. But the moment things began to unravel for Diddy, Jay-Z distanced himself immediately, as if he saw the storm coming long before anyone else did.
He's still Puff Daddy. He's not going to be able to do none of the stuff he was doing before, though, as far as business-wise.
Look, Puff Daddy and Jay-Z were considered peers at one point. Now, Jay-Z and Diddy are not talked about in the same
Jay-Z got the fuck away from that shit fast. You know what I'm saying?
Jay-Z was like, yeah, I don't know him. I know him, but not like that.
Yo, the niggas got like 80 pictures together, all type of parties.
I know, of course they know each other.
Hov said, listen,
People
I don't
just
know.
try to
Hov said,
themselves.
you know, Hov ain't going. Hov, like, I don't know, boy. We was together a couple times. I don't know, boy. I don't got nothing to do with that.
Even though there are countless photos of them together at parties and industry events, Jay-Z eventually started acting like he barely knew Diddy. Oskino noted that Jay kept things strictly business, not personal. When people mentioned Diddy, Jay's response was basically, "We've crossed paths, but that's about it." In Oskino's view, it wasn't about betrayal, it was about self-preservation. Jay understood that being linked to Diddy, especially now, could pull him into a storm he didn't want any part of. But ironically, Jay's own connections to alleged FBI informants have since come under scrutiny, with some claiming he's protecting himself by quietly handing over incriminating information about Diddy.
Quiet lately, though.
Well,
first Kanye West concerned.
Here's the thing, right? Kanye, and I know some of the people around him, it's like Kanye can no longer do a lot of things he could do before.
Like what?
He can't tour in Europe. He can't tour in America. He has to go to like China, South Korea, like Brazil. There's only a few places in the world that'll book him. He can't even go into Australia. Like Australia said that the Hail Hitler song got him banned to even enter the country, even though his wife is Australian. He wasn't even trying to perform. They wouldn't even let him in the country. Listen, you start doing songs like Hail Hitler, you become a symbol of hatred to the world.
That's like one of the worst people you could ever try.
You know, I interviewed the dude that wrote that song, Dave Blunts. You know, the big...
Okay, what's that? Write this song?
Nah, well, he performed it though. I mean, it's still his song. But yeah, no, Dave Blunts wrote it. He also wrote the cousin song, the one about giving his cousin head. And I asked him, I'm like...
So who's this guy? Who's this guy that wrote the songs? Is it
Dave Blunts? He's like the 600-pound rapper.
Basically, everyone in the industry already knows Perez's background. She cooperated with federal authorities years ago in a major case, and that's all public record. For Oskino, It's hard to understand how someone with that kind of past could end up running Roc Nation, especially under a man who built his entire image around street credibility. To many, it smells like federal involvement. This idea is further supported by Gene Deal's claims that the Diddy case goes much deeper and reaches far beyond Diddy himself.
The comments you made earlier about these tapes, and I want you to give more clarity. So you believe they only got Puffy because they wanted these tapes. What do you think is on these tapes?
Bro, you got to realize you got people like Prince Harry. Prince Harry was at a Diddy party. You got some of the same Universal executives. Diddy made it cool for, I'm just gonna say it like this, man, whites to hang out with the hood dudes. Dude from the hood, he made it cool and safe for them to hang out with the white executives. They used them for that. They used them enough, whereas that now you got white executives doing Diddy-like parties. Remember the dude from, Frantic? The clothing line, the sports line? They was mad because they didn't get invites to his party because he was doing white parties, doing parties like Diddy. Now, I ain't talking about the freak-off party part of it, but I'm just saying, he was doing those parties, and everybody, there was rappers, or I think Stephen A. Smith said something about he was upset that he didn't get no invite. So it was those parties that everybody wanted to be at. So Diddy have on tape, he taped everything. He taped everything.
If this is true and more major names start to fall, it could mean less competition for Jay-Z, in both business and influence for him and Beyonce. Many believe Jay-Z could be next to fall, and it wouldn't be the first time he's been accused of sacrificing friendships to protect his own interests. Still, it likely won't happen anytime soon. He's too powerful and well-connected. It took over a decade to gather enough evidence to take down Diddy. So if Jay-Z ever faces the same fate, it might not be until much later in life. But if Diddy decides to expose him, Jay-Z could be in serious trouble. What do you think? Is this all part of a bigger power play for control? Let us know in the comments below.